Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Weekend Big Show, powered by Law Dog Sports. I am Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog, here with you on a temperate Friday, as some might call it. Not a bad day at all. Some areas of the OKC Metro have received rain today, and some are still dry, but still cooler. So Jeremy Schroeder, ruler of the airwaves, joining me here on the program as he always does. And we want to remind you that we are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, X, and YouTube at Law Dog Sports. Jeremy, how are you, my friend?
I'm here. Wish it was this nice yesterday.
Yeah. I was going to be mad at you because in full disclosure, our good friend Jeremy here, we've been talking about golfing for years. Since the last time we golfed, which I think was in 2020, maybe 2019.
It's been a while.
We moved to Norman. We hadn't lived in Norman very long, so it was probably the summer of 2019, maybe summer of 2020. I don't know, but anyways, that's the last time you and I hit the links together, and then you send us a group pic of you and your son out on the links, and I thought, well, my gosh, how was I not his first call? But when I saw the temperature in Norman for the day, I said, well, I'm probably okay.
Well, I haven't played in 3 years, so I went and hit some balls the other day, and I'm like, oh, what the heck? Let's go play Thursday.
Yeah. Well, it's like the quote from Tin Cup: golf and sex are the two things that you can enjoy and not be good at.
Yeah.
I would have, but it's just a quote.
I know. I could have played a lot better had I just left my driver in the truck.
The driver, all this stuff about drive for show, putt for dough, I really don't do either. But just if I could, of course, I don't know. Par threes are just beyond me. I mean,
for some reason yesterday, I hit the green on every par three with my tee shot, except one, and I was on the fringe.
And was this at Westwood?
No, it was over at Earlywine.
Oh, Earlywine. I still have to play there. I mean, I all this time, all the years that I lived on the South Side, I've never played Earlywine.
That's a nice course. They redid their clubhouse. They've got a new practice facility.
Good driving range too.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Their driving range is covered now, which is it's nice.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Get out of the sun.
And that's a city course. That's an Oklahoma City course as well.
Yeah. So. OKC redid all of their courses a few years ago while I wasn't playing.
There you go. Well, now you can. And maybe that's where we'll meet up sometime here before long instead of Westwood. So
yeah, either way, I don't care. I just want to get back out there.
Dan Narva checking in. Happy Cold Beverage Friday, so I hear. Yeah. So is it cold beverage at your house, or I'm not sure.
Huh?
I may be missing the reference.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Marty Wandry says it's 103 in Clinton right now, so the cool front is it's
it was 80. It was 88 this morning when I was outside. Lovely, and now it's 97.
Well, we went to Tinker Air Force Base earlier today, which is why we bumped up to the afternoon because our neighbor next door re-upped for another term in the Air Force. So we drove out there to see her get sworn in, and it was maybe low 80s and kind of overcast and rainy. So not the worst day. If we can avoid that record heat that they're talking about, try to do something. But man, I tell you, Jeremy, sports is really kicking off. And I got to say, I stayed pretty busy this week coordinating and doing interviews, one with Bill Conley for Western Oklahoma Sports Night, ESPN writer, and then also another one with Blake Perryman, who's doing some play-by-play for some Southwestern Oklahoma State University sports that typically have not had play-by-play in the past. And so doing that, I'm telling you, I've totally whiffed on baseball all week long.
Same. I don't know if that was on purpose because I really didn't have a whole lot going on, but
yeah.
PCA for MVP. That's all I've got.
Yeah, PCA. I did catch what I think it was Monday or Tuesday night when he hit the walk-off
Mhm.
or maybe it was a walk. Anyway, it was something big early, and the White Sox had nothing left. But and you talk about biggest stage and setting your MVP argument up. That's Pete Crow Armstrong.
That'd be insane, and, just trading him to the Cubs for Javi Baez, who will forever be beloved by Cubs fans just
Hmm.
because, El Mago was on the World Series championship team, but hasn't really done a whole lot since he left the friendly confines. You get a guy that's, potentially an MVP
Yeah,
from the Mets.
and the Mets, typical
Typical Mets.
ship out for them.
Yep.
Yep. So PCA doing big work for the Cubbies, and the playoff swing coming down. I don't know that they'll catch the Brew Crew. Milwaukee's good, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're 5 games back. They've
Yeah,
got a sizable lead in the wild card. Just get the wild card, get to that series, see what happens.
sure. Well, it has been a big week, and I tell you, Jeremy, one of those facets of the big week are the fact that your OU Sooners, my OU Sooners as well,
Hour.
um, our OU Sooners tie up Brent Venables to a contract extension worth $10.5 million per year. It's going to carry him all the way to the 2031 season. Let's just go ahead and crack the egg open, and we got a lot to get to. Also, not to forget that we've got class of 2022 seniors, leaving NFL camps and entering the transfer portal. Um, but
Insanity.
yeah, and before we get started on BV, Dan Narva, Javi was overpaid by Tigers in the previous regime from the word go. Well, like you said, he's very beloved in Chicago lore, so uh,
Not as much as Rizzo, but
no,
I mean,
but
look what Chris Bryant did after he left the Cubs.
you think any of those guys will ever pay for drinks in Chicago again?
Never again.
Exactly. So, but yeah, and that's what I've always said about OU football players. I love seeing former OU football players excel in the NFL. Generally, now there's a cause and effect with success on the field at the collegiate level.
Yep.
But the last national title that was won by the OU Sooners featured only a handful of even NFL players, regular players.
Trying to think, Roy Williams,
Torrance Marshall had a shot.
Rocky played for a
Rocky
minute.
Ellis.
Injuries just
If
derailed
you
his
if
career.
you count Lehman playing what in that last game, some
Jimmy Wilkerson in that last game, some.
yeah.
Uh, Gotta say there was probably an offensive lineman on there that stuck somewhere for a while.
Scott Kempenick was the big dog on that one. I don't
That
think
was
he,
a
I don't
long
know.
time ago.
Yeah, defensive line.
Quentin
Well,
Griffin probably had the best career out of anybody on that team, and he was
Andre Woolfolk at cornerback.
first round draft pick, kinda flamed out in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
Brandon Everidge.
Derek Strait didn't have much of a pro career.
No, he did not.
But anyway, my point being is I generally could care less how they do in the NFL if they win big for the Sooners. That's just me, But
Yeah, I mean, it's a big recruiting thing when you can call your school quarterback U or
yeah,
DBU or any U. But, that if you have a lot of draft picks, it speaks to your ability to recruit and develop, right?
it does, and that is, like I said, the cause and effect now with college football, particularly with the transfer portal and NIL and things like that. You're generally going to stock your team with guys who will potentially end up being at least drafted.
Mhm.
Brent Venables, like we said, the extension goes to 2031. He was what at the last 2 years of his current deal?
I think so, and I don't hate it because I know the culture he's brought there and they love him. So, I don't understand why they did it now. They could have given him another season just to see. I think that buyout goes down after a couple of years, so
Did Roger Denny say, in essence, and I just heard a little bit of like the ref yesterday, was it kind of the aspect that the negative recruiting of him potentially not being there was starting to get rolling?
it would have to be. Um, I don't. see anybody coming after him right now as a head coach. He's got a great agent.
Oh,
You
sure,
know, he
sure.
got a first extension. He got an extension after his first 10-win season, and then went 6-7. Has another 10-win season. God, he better not go 6-7 with that
Well,
roster.
quarterback health has doomed. Well, yeah, quarterback
The
health
6 and
kind of doomed
yes,
him, and then inexperience in the 2024 season. But he's younger. He's not old by any stretch. He's energetic, and he's a culture guy.
54 years old, Chuck.
55.
55.
Yep. He's my age,
Yeah.
which I'll be 56 in a
Conard
week.
says you're old as hell.
He does, and he gives me grief for eating at Charleston's, and he can suck it.
Charleston's is very good. Okay.
Charleston, you
They have one of
go
the
get a Charleston's pork chop, and you walk out of there telling me you wish you'd eat something else.
and listen, if it's a chain based in Oklahoma, it can be the best, one of the better restaurants in the city that it started.
What is that? Hal Smith,
Hal Smith Enterprises. Yeah,
and that's
Ted's is a chain.
Pearls, and also
Pearls, Red Rock Canyon,
Trappers.
Trappas.
I ate at Trappers not long after we moved to Yukon. The people that we made friends with that lived next door told us about their prime rib. I would give them due on their prime rib, and I had
And
never.
Louis.
Louis is Hal Smith also.
It is.
Okay,
He
well,
owned all the Chili's in the area forever too. So I don't know
yeah.
if he still has those, but
Well, good job, Hal. I mean, if you want to go out and have a good quality meal, and in a nice setting, in a nice atmosphere, that's Charleston's.
yeah.
You're wanting some fusion crap, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fat taste buds in the world that now all of a sudden have gotten real uppity, and I'm
I know.
tired of it.
Who you calling fat?
Just our nation in general. I'm fat.
No personal shots at people that may or may not be listening right now.
No. I doubt he's listening. He don't listen to us anymore, and he dang sure don't comment. But
Oh my gosh. He probably just punched the air right now.
I'm trying to rouse listeners and but so Brent Venables living in that abandoned desert of a food town, Norman, signs up for a good extension, and
And he's being paid commensurate with his peers.
yeah.
You know, and nobody wants Brent to have success more than I do, probably more than you do, because he's a good dude. He brings a lot of culture. Guys love to play for him. Guys take less to play for him. That's kind of what you need right now because there's only so much money. It's a finite resource.
Well,
Got to get
he
some wins.
he's the guy that he has to. There's an interesting Bill Bender, 25 greatest college football personalities of all time. Lee Corso, number 1.
Huh?
College
25
football.
greatest college football personalities of all time. And
Ed Orgeron, number 25.
see,
Barry Switzer, 14.
that's too low.
Sporting News, Bill Bender. Number 1, Lee Corso. Number 2, Beano Cook. Number 3, Mike Leach. I could totally flip flop that list right there.
Eddie O, the King.
So number 4 is
froze.
Keith Jackson, the announcer, not the tight end. Keith Jackson.
Oh,
4.
yeah.
Number 5, Brian Bosworth.
Huh.
Number 6, Paul Feinbaum, and this is on the Paul Feinbaum show. Number 7, Steve Spurrier. 8, Lou Holtz. 9, Nick Saban. 10, Tim Tebow. Let's see here. I don't mean to interrupt the BV talk, but this was kind of interesting. Bill Bender of Sporting News put out this list, and it looks like to me, Leach is just the top.
The greatest. I think if he hadn't passed, he'd be higher. Just
Barry Switzer, 14. Deion
still
Sanders,
think that's low.
21. Yeah, I mean,
I put Barry above Lou Holtz.
there's a recency bias on that.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel, 18. Herb
What?
Street, 17. Georgia mascot. Bill Bender must have just pulled nothing but Georgia people.
Uga's
Yeah, Georgia mascot
Uga.
Hug is number 13 above Barry Switzer.
There've been about 20 Ugas,
Yeah.
and it's just a English bulldog. I don't know if you've been around a lot of English bulldogs, Chuck, but they don't have a whole lot of personality.
Oh, you get them on a skateboard, man, they're pretty badass. Hey, are you even gonna ask me about my ball cap?
Is that a Dodgers cap?
Drillers,
Drillers.
Tulsa
Tulsa?
Drillers.
Oh,
And
I
I got
thought 89ers. I thought you were in the Los Dodgers hat.
yeah, Los Doyers.
The Dodgers.
$15 at Lids right down the road from you
Nice.
last week.
Nice.
Okay, so Brent Venables, as we were talking, I really don't have any issue with the annual salary. And that's where you can look at the Brian Kelly situation at LSU. You can look at the Jimbo Fisher situation at Texas A&M. Anybody who's been let go after receiving an enormous bag, it's one thing. But look at Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
The mega financial empire that is USC has held on to him longer than they wanted to because of his payout.
Right. And I listen, OU's pretty they don't usually do stuff like this.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they made the playoff last year. That's great. It kicked a bonus in. He's still got 2 years left on his prior extension. Let's see how the follow-up season goes before we throw big money at him.
Is it, and I go back to recruiting, what, 3 of the top 10 prospects of the 2027 class committed to OU?
He's got a great class coming in.
Oh, I mean, he's got 3 5-stars. I know that.
Yeah. I mean, and he had a good class last year. Now, was it highly rated? No, it was, just outside the top. It was outside the top 10. I was it 15th, but it was a lot of guys that filled, positions of need. Now you've got these guys for 5 years, so they're on a red shirt. You're coming in, you are automatically, burning eligibility.
Who's the defensive lineman that came in the same time as David Stone that's been killing it?
Jaden Jackson.
Jaden Jackson, yeah.
Stud.
I mean, think about that. He came in not nearly as recruited as David Stone.
And from day one, he's been a starter. David Stone has not started a ball game, and he's widely regarded as, yes, Dan, the Tulsa Drillers, RAA affiliate of, who are they affiliated of now?
They're with the Dodgers too.
The Dodgers, okay.
Los Dodgers.
Los Dodgers.
Which might have to do with the script D. I don't know.
Yeah, that's 2 and 2. Yeah.
I think the guy Zaire Hope the Tigers got for Scuba was playing for them, probably. And then a kid from Elk City, Cash Mayfield, was part of a trade day deal and is now a Tiger. Left-handed pitcher, about 6'4", really quality stuff. He's at high A right now, but he got traded to the Tigers organization. So Dan Narva, our favorite fan from Michigan State, and yeah. So the timing is odd, but I don't think anybody that leans into the Crimson and Cream has that big an issue with it. If you do, you're probably just fishing to be a malcontent, and that's coming from me. So think about that.
Listen, Brent Venables drug that team to 10 wins last year with a quarterback with a broken thumb on the strength of his defense that he called. It was a Herculean effort just to get him there.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Because they had no offense for a majority of that season. But that defense, it's a Brent Venables defense. I mean, a lot of people say, we got the highest paid defensive coordinator in the galaxy. And he's the head man.
Wins championships last I checked.
That's right. Defense travels. We're going to see that when they go to Ann Arbor and just put a whooping on Michigan. No matter how much I love Kyle Whittingham, he ain't getting that one. But
isn't there a former OU running back? Oh, they let go of.
No, he is no longer with the team. He's focusing on baseball.
Who was the kid?
Oh my gosh, you would ask that. Taylor Tatum.
Taylor Tatum.
Which is just that is bizarre to me. He was the number 1 running back in that class,
Mhm.
and he looked great. Aside
Fumbleitis.
from aside from the fact that, he would finish a 10-yard run by fumbling,
Mhm.
as far as with the ball in his hands before he would fumble it, he looked like he was gonna be dynamite, but he just could never hang on to the football.
Yeah.
He transfers to
That
Michigan, they move him to safety, and then he just filters out. Now it's just baseball.
good luck to you, son.
Yep.
If you if you have trouble holding on to a big oblong pigskin, some of
It just
those
it was
grounders
just
might be a little challenging.
it just defied logic. It's like we watched Adrian Peterson run through tackles, run people over, never fumble the football when he played at OU, and he gets to the NFL, and there was a 5-year stretch where he led the league in fumbles,
Quentin Griffin was secure hands at OU, and
and he
then
was quite wee.
Denver and Kansas City said, "We love you," but
Well, his knee had a lot to say about
yeah,
that when it,
he had a lot of
exploded.
fumbles in the NFL. So
Well, he was tiny, and those dudes are
Barry Sanders was tiny too.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know if you ever realized the thickness of prime Barry Sanders. I mean, he was built like a fire hydrant.
Q was pretty stout too. Anyway, so Brent Venables, kudos to him. Hopefully it, gives a little boost to the team going forward. Like I said, if you're just anti BV, you can probably make a big deal out of this if you're even for me who's a bit on the fence. Cuz here's the thing, Jeremy, say they hadn't extended him. Say that he's on the closing of a deal and you don't really finish as well this season as you did last season. Who are you going to go get?
Exactly. Are you gonna get someone better?
A
I mean,
Sun
you're
Belt
gonna
coach,
pay through the nose to get someone better.
an American coach. Then you're going to be relying on a transfer portal because all of your guys are going to go.
Well, there's a D2 coach that used to coach down in Waco that would probably be available if they could bring him in. His, son-in-law used to be the offensive coordinator in Norman, I think.
Yeah,
He turned down the
he,
Texas job at one
he
point,
as
apparently.
we saw earlier in the week, Art Briles, which I remember that period of time. I remember him being a candidate.
He
Didn't
was
know.
on the top he was on top of the damn world at
Oh
Baylor,
yeah,
and
no.
he coulda had any job in the country outside of Bama.
Who preceded him at Baylor? Was it Phil Bennett?
It may have been Phil Bennett, or
Yeah.
was it Kevin Steele?
Ooh. Yeah.
Whoever it was didn't win.
I wonder if Bennett kind of came in interim. I don't know. But regardless, what he did at Baylor was truly, noteworthy for the college football, followers at the time. And he was a hot commodity. So, yeah, Texas coming off of the disastrous last 4 years of Mac Brown after that national championship appearance, that they wanted to get a guy who was a Texan
But
and
Chuck,
had
it
all
doesn't
that high school history.
but Chuck, it makes no sense to me, because remember the disastrous 4 years of Mac Brown's, exit from Texas were guys getting in trouble, bunch of guys running afoul of the law down there. They weren't winning as many games. And then they bring in Charlie Strong to clean up the program.
Yeah.
You bring Coach Art, you bring CAB in there. Oh man.
Well, and no due diligence on the transfers and things like that. But
Nope.
still, I mean, my contention is that in the city of Austin, Texas, you can get past a lot of legal hurdles with the cops and the DA down there, who are
Especially if you
sympathetic to
win.
the program. Yeah, you start winning, and a
You
lot of
start
stuff
winning.
gets but no, Coach Art Briles throwing out there that he had the Texas job. Why he decided to, a bowl loss was the reason to not go. I guess wanted to leave on a winning note. I
Well,
don't know, but
well, good for him. He got to get fired.
would that have been a Scott Frost Central Florida team that they lost to?
Was it
14, I think.
2012
I
when
thought
they
it
claimed that national championship?
was yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, but anyways, just like I said, going back to my original point is if you did, kibosh the extension for Brent Venables, then you're just going out and you're restarting. And I don't think here's the thing, Jeremy. unless you're truly down in the depths, I don't think you want to be playing restart in the SEC.
You don't wanna be playing restart in the SEC if you're good. You don't want to increase the negative recruiting. You do not wanna go into a season with a lame duck coach
No.
that's got a low buyout because that will negatively impact recruiting and transfer portal and all of that.
Hmm.
You're if you don't extend him, you run the risk of, an exodus.
Yeah,
Think of
that's what I
when
was
Lincoln
going to say.
Riley bolted for USC and the entire offense basically just said, "We're out too."
Yeah. I got to say, for his, what is he going into? His fifth season or fourth season?
Who?
BV.
BV, let's see, his first season was
22. He's
22,
going into his
6,
fifth.
7, 23. Yeah, he's going to his 5th
So,
season.
like you said, and you can kind of look at it as the years, you know, I mean, what, 2 seasons? No, 1 season in the, what has he been? He was 2 seasons Big 12 and
Yep.
now 2 seasons in the SEC and going into his third. Um, honestly, Jeremy, you can't. I couldn't imagine another coach being a snake bit with things as he has been. I mean,
Thank you, because I was gonna bring that up.
2 seasons ago, every receiver on the roster that had a chance to that was even penciled as a starter was injured. Last year, the Jaden Ott situation panned out, however why it did, and right now, him and DeMarco Murray are really giving folks some something to think about in Kansas City.
Well, so the year everyone was hurt, you also need to remember that he hired his buddy Seth Luttrell as his offensive coordinator, and I think that promotion was funded by Al Qaeda because that man is an absolute terrorist. And then
Yeah,
promoted Joe John Finley from within to take over after he was let go. You had an inexperienced quarterback who was shell shocked behind a really bad offensive line. You had no receivers. They didn't have anybody get separation. His 2, 6, and 7 seasons were because the offense just and last year wasn't schematic. Last year was your quarterback who showed that he was on the verge of being just a big time stud breaks his thumb against Auburn and then proceeds to go 15 to 16 throwing the football afterwards. But that derailed the season. You had losses because you simply couldn't score.
yeah.
That Texas
Well,
game
and
looks a lot different with the healthy John Mateer.
yeah, you just think about their 2 regular season losses, the Ole Miss loss at home. I mean, and all credit to Trinidad Chambliss for being a gamer. I mean, he really stuck it to OU that day. But
You
uh,
don't put the ball on the ground at midfield on a punt return, and you're
yeah, that
probably winning that football game.
that hurt. But still, I mean, there's a couple opportunities where the defense really had to be even more outstanding. You know what I mean? I mean,
And that's tough to do, man.
The
You
Texas
know,
game, they let up. They'd done such a good job of shutting people down, and they make Arch look like a Manning again. Um,
yeah. No, because see,
well,
Mannings
they
aren't
quit
check
defending
down
the run.
merchants.
I mean,
Mannings aren't check down merchants, Chuck.
well, they're not, but he did matriculate the ball down the field a couple of times.
Matriculate the thank you, Hank.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't I lost no sleep over the Brent Venables extension. It's news just because every coach in a major conference that gets an extension is going to be news in the 24
And
hours.
there are gonna be factions of every fan base, no matter who the coach is, who are going to have an issue with the extension. Outside of unless that coach's name is Nick Saban.
Mm-hmm.
It's everyone has their warts. Y Listen, I like BV. I wish him all the success. God, I know that a lot of my sanity depends on it. So,
Yeah.
hey, keep him locked up. I know the culture's good. They didn't really have culture when the man from Muleshoe was the head coach.
Bad culture, if you want to say
Bad
that.
culture, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, just
I
kind
mean,
of.
he fast forwarded to he lost all of once he lost all Bob's guys, brought his guys in, then we started seeing arrests and,
Mhm.
rob your drug dealer, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just you. I will say this: you want to see a guy like Brent Venables succeed because you don't want to see college football turned over to the world of Steve Sarkisians and Lane Kiffins.
No, no.
And I will die on that hill.
You know, Kiffin is Kiffin's a really good coach. He
Oh,
really is.
offensive genius.
And, I don't hate on Sark as much as you do, apparently. I mean, my only issue with Sark is he gets really tight
Oh,
when
sure.
it's does not behoove you to, you know, freak out and call something stupid like a rollout into the sideline.
Well, and probably what's going to happen, Jeremy, is it'll be just like Mac Brown's national title with Vince Young. He'll eventually just realize, step out of the way, let his players play.
Well,
And done.
you do it long enough, you're gonna catch lightning in a bottle, right?
Yeah, yeah, and as much as I, don't care for the story behind the kid, he does have some talent. So
Yeah.
don't know if it's true, game changing talent. He's had the
We
keys to a Ferrari.
we talking about Arch?
Yeah,
Man, he's just gotta be better throwing the ball down the field.
yeah. Apparently, the book on him, as I've read several places, is throwing on the run is really his bugaboo. So
Yeah,
we'll
get him
see.
moving.
I mean, we've seen that he will launch it way up high and way behind Cam Coleman, but he's got a pretty good percentage chance to go get it.
You do that against a defense that has safeties that know that if they completely take his head off, they're not gonna miss the next game now since that rule changed.
Yeah,
You're liable to get the poor kid killed.
probably about to see some different style of secondary play, I would
See,
bet.
like Boganowski or Reggie Powers back there, I doubt he makes that catch.
You would hope. This is the Weekend Big Show powered by Law Dog Sports. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. He's Jeremy Schroeder, and I got nothing left to say about Brent Venables other than get out there and try to match what you did last season, and maybe even if you lose one more, you will have played a difficult schedule, and maybe the committee looks, if they have some big wins, maybe they'll be in line for a playoff spot. You never know.
Oh, yes, please. But that
Um,
schedule is gonna be brutal.
so the court in Colorado, which granted fifth year seniors or players from the class of 2022, I guess,
Mhm,
um, the extra year of eligibility, which has spawned so many players coming up on, notifications from leaving professional NFL training camps, but not signing a deal, but
mhm.
maybe undrafted free agents. I don't know. Some of those guys have been were drafted.
Right, and I think they're able to enter what, a
It's
provisional transfer portal,
uh-huh.
and
And I think I heard Adam Schefter doing the math on it. So 32 teams, probably 30 players per team. So just an astronomical number of players who would be, potentially available to do that. I don't know if maybe not every, obviously not every player. I guess if a guy played 5 seasons and then got on a practice squad, I don't know. But
there
anyways,
is a potential Diego Pavia gets another year.
that's what I was going to say. Is like somebody said, first call he needs to make is Texas Tech. Uh, but, yeah, but now another court, a federal appeals court in Denver, temporarily halted a court order that would have granted thousands of athletes who left college after last season an extra year of eligibility. So now the NCAA, I guess, would consider this a win because I think they're the ones that filed it. Um, so they now kind of have it stopped. Do you think we're going to start seeing more individual players, filing for, temporary restraining orders in the jurisdiction of the school they want to go to, or,
Oh,
you know,
yeah. Yeah,
so
because they won't get to any kinda hearing or a, trial until after the season's over.
I know 2 or 3 weeks ago there was a I know 2 or 3 weeks ago there was a offensive lineman. I can't remember whose camp he left. Might have been Kansas City, but he was going back to Texas.
Yes.
and I don't remember her name, and I don't care. But, um, you know, so I'm assuming now with what's in order, his return to Texas would be null and void as far as getting on the field and playing.
Trevor Gooseby.
Was it him?
I think so.
No, Goosby's. I thought Gooseby was an underclassman.
Oh, no, Gooseby's he's the
Yeah, he's
Texas
their
left
stud.
tackle that was injured this week, and they weren't sure how serious, but that's a
Yeah,
bone bruise.
yeah, it was a bone bruise. Um, I don't remember the name, but still, I knew it was a guy who left the practice squad or left a mini camp and went decided to go back to Texas. Jeremy, I know I know we live in a world where you can't have it both ways, but
Do
so
we?
many people try to have it both ways.
I know.
And it stems from everything from politics to sports to just any faction of our lives. You've got some jackass that's deciding that they want to try to have it both ways. I personally, if I'm a general manager at, let's just say, the University of Oklahoma, am I going to risk? I was trying to think who's somebody that was a undrafted free agent from last season.
Dominic Williams.
Dominic Williams. So am I going to risk having a kid who I put in the rotation this season, maybe getting disgruntled and then having to go re-recruit for one more season of Dominic Williams? And that's not a slide on Dominic Williams playing.
This is all hypothetical.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It depends on how impactful that guy is. If he's going to be a starter,
I mean, but rosters are so locked in.
I know.
Scholarships have been. I mean, I think they still work on scholarships.
I know they brought in a kid that last played at Arkansas.
Yeah, that
This
was a
year.
late deal. Was that the same type of deal with the extra year?
Yes.
Okay, so he could potentially just not be able to play, right?
Right.
Okay.
So I don't know. I do not know. It seems pretty stupid to me. If you have exhausted your eligibility, you've exhausted your eligibility.
Yeah.
I mean, when you write these decisions and you don't put terminator dates in there,
Mm-hmm.
say it begins with players that started this year but does not extend past players who exhausted 4 years of eligibility on
Well,
this
who's
date.
providing the temporary portal?
Well, the NCAA.
So they're only doing so because they kind of have to.
Right.
See, and here's my theory. All of those guys who are leaving professional, NFL training camps and wanting to jump back in the portal, you have 6 choices of where to play. The Pac-12, the Mountain West, Conference USA, the MAC,
You can go play for a G6 school, but
or
you
the
cannot
Sun Belt, because
you
those
cannot
are
go
the
P4.
teams. Those are the teams that have been rated the most by these coaches who've been hired by the Power 4 schools. I mean, sorry, the Power. I started to say
P4.
Power 2, but P4 schools. Think about North Texas and what they've lost in a season's time, losing a coach and a majority of their roster. Think about South Florida, and then also Tulane, and even, I know Conrad will love this, but even Memphis,
Well, think
I don't
about
know how many
everybody
transfers.
that Iowa State lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Any other P4 school that had a turnover on their coaching staff, what they lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's not uniquely a group of 5 or group of 6
But
problem.
like, you're already paying your players who are in there on NIL collectives. How are you going to, I know there's some schools that will drum up the money, and one of them's particularly Texas.
I mean, if your roster's set, you should not be able to bring someone in who was not eligible until the ruling was filed.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't be enrolled, could you?
I mean, I know OU had 1 roster spot open. So that's the oh gosh, what's the kid's name? Something like that. It's yeah, big defensive lineman from Arkansas.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
I
they
know.
actually had a spot open,
Yeah. I don't
but
know, but it's anarchy, and
did
I know
Texas have a roster spot when they accepted the kid back that left to camp?
I don't know, maybe it's Parker Livingston's spot, I don't
Oh, I thought Cam Coleman took that spot,
Yeah, he did.
and I thought they
Um,
had a hard cap at UT
oh, yeah,
Austin.
I mean, just,
They don't have enough money. They're poor.
yeah, bring out that meme that all the tech fans have used, forever, "You look poor." Uh, well, and so I'll just say this, to me, I I was all for I mean, look at what's brought us to this point, Jeremy. I think you and I had just started this program, and one of the first opinions I ever threw out there was because we kind of I think we saw the writing on the wall. I think we saw what was coming down the pike. My theory was if you would have let Manziel get paid for his autograph, you might not be in this spot right now.
Probably not. You know, if you were to let Gaybacher just have that second plate of spaghetti and not have to report that to the
Yeah,
NCAA and, put
yeah.
yourself on probation for it, you never would have seen this.
I mean, I bet Rhett Bomar did 10 times the work at Big Red Sports and Imports than any of these guys have done for Rudy's or you know, uh Yala Gosney or any of that.
Oh, no
Sure.
doubt. No doubt in my mind.
I mean,
I
I promise
mean,
you, he had to show up at least once or
he
twice.
had to show up at least probably, let's see, probably about 5 to 6 times to collect paychecks
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it wasn't direct deposit back then, was it?
And well, there was direct deposit.
Yeah, there
Maybe they
was.
didn't want that money necessarily hitting the bank. We want to thank A Plus Roofing and Construction for sponsoring our program. Damon Schultz is the most trustworthy guy in the roofing business. I can guarantee you that. A Plus Roofing and Construction. They serve Western Oklahoma and the OKC metro area. Give them a call at 580-772-7587. A Plus Roofing and Construction, locally owned and operated by my friend Damon Schultz. And I'll be calling Damon's daughter's softball game on Monday for the Weatherford Lady Eagles. They'll play their first district game on Monday. So I'll be in the air conditioned, climate controlled press box there at Eagle Field, and the poor girls will be out there burning up.
Well, they're young.
They are. And
Yeah.
have you noticed? I've noticed this through some of the high school athletic kids that I follow. Uh, a lot of the booster clubs have gotten smart and start bringing massive amounts of watermelon for the kids.
Oh, really?
Good
I've
hydration.
been out of it for so long, I have no idea.
Yeah, the other night, a bunch of football kids were doing some stuff, and I think the quarterback club brought just this humongous batch of watermelons and cut them up and gave them the kids, and that's pretty good hydration, if I'm
Oh, yeah.
correct.
Throw
And
some salt on there, you're good to go.
and with my age now, I've realized, you know, there's a certain point of the evening where I won't eat watermelon again. Just
Little prostate issue.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying that, but
15 bathroom trips in the middle
pill
of the night.
bladder. You know, it reminds me. It reminds me of when Gina and I went, and I think it was 2014. We went to see Steely Dan at the Paycom Center, which it was Chesapeake Arena then, and we sit down in our seats, and we were luckily not really surrounded by too many people, and just the traffic up and down the aisles through the entirety of the program. And I told my wife, I said, yeah, there's a lot of bladders that are screaming bloody, bloody mercy here.
Should have been issuing catheters at the entrance.
Freaking pee bottles like the truckers use or something. Anyways. All right. So, anyways, college football, we are getting close. I mean, we're a week away. Yesterday was a week away.
We got some breaking NBA news. You want to hear it?
I heard it, but go ahead. Hold on. Let me get you queued up here. All right.
Shams Charania reports 6-time NBA All-Star DeMar DeRozan has agreed to sign with the Denver Nuggets on a 1-year, $3.9 million deal.
Oh, that
On
was
the
not the news I was expecting.
on the tails of Chuck's old news that Klay Thompson signed a deal with the Miami Heat.
That was the one. That was the one. Klay Thompson released, I guess, the buyout, I guess, by the Mavericks. No longer desiring his services, and then he signs with a team that definitely needs his services as a 3-point shooter. So, so DeMar DeRozan, the mid-range specialist, as I've always appreciated, former Spur, will be with the Joker now. So,
Yeah,
is he
you
going to
know, they
clog up
traded
the lane? Is he going to clog up the lane a little bit with Jokovic needing to operate, or is it going to matter?
he probably will. He probably will. His play style and Jokic's play style don't really mesh.
That's kind of
It,
what I thought.
and Sam Presti put them over such a barrel
Oh yeah.
was signing that what was his name? I've forgotten it so long ago.
Well,
But,
it was 3-point shooter. Daggone it.
yeah, had a funky release.
Yeah, but he
Anyways,
got
they
like
had to match the offer
7%.
that what's that?
The matching offer.
Yeah, they matched the offer that OKC put out there, put him into the second apron, so they had to trade Peyton Watson. They got a second round pick in return for that.
Uh,
And now they've picked up DeMar DeRozan, who's a very good player, but he's so traditional that I don't know if with a big man like Jokic who likes to distribute the ball on the perimeter and do his own thing that a strictly mid-range guy is
he
the
did
best
not
fit.
he did not have the type of duration. He did not have the type of years in Chicago that I would have expected at the time. And I know
You
it's Chicago.
DeRozan?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then he gets banished to Sacramento. So kudos to him for getting out of Sacktown.
Yeah, usually that leads to retirement, but, good on him. Glad he got away from
Good for
Sacramento.
Russ.
Yeah.
Well, really, since C-Web, have the Kings had anybody? I mean, what, a couple of seasons ago with Sabonis and some others, they were flirting with the playoffs, looking like a little bit of an upstart, and then just kibosh that.
Oh, yeah, the De'Aaron Fox and, Sabonis.
Yeah. DeRozan's 37. Wow.
Yeah,
Golly.
I know. It's amazing.
And most of his years were in Toronto, right?
DeRozan?
Yeah. Well, before the Spurs, he was at Toronto.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. He
Yeah,
was
him
there
and
with,
Kyle Lowry, I
Kyle
think.
Lowry.
Kyle Lowry were up there pretty hot and heavy with the Raptors, and then I guess he would have been part of the Kawhi trade.
Yep.
Yeah. So I like DeRozan. Hopefully he has success. I just don't see how that. I mean, unless his minutes decline and he comes off the bench, I don't know. But
No, as far as monetarily, you're not breaking the bank to get him.
no.
So, second unit guy, I
Yeah,
think he'd have to be.
and I tell you this much with the Nuggets, I think their entire trajectory as ascending to an NBA championship and then the stiff decline. I think everything with regards to them stems around Jamal Murray's health.
Mhm.
I mean, he just, the fact that he just cannot stay healthy.
Yeah, you can have an A1 superstar a la Nikola Jokic, Shea
Jalen.
Gilgeous-Alexander,
Yeah.
but when you get in the playoffs and you don't have health around him,
Mm-hmm.
those guys that get a lot on their own that they don't have to work so hard, like,
Yeah.
Jalen Williams,
Yeah. Thunder
AJ
have got to
Mitchell.
have a healthy J-Dub this season.
Yeah.
That's just, there's no getting around that.
I would take a semi-healthy J-Dub who's healthy for the playoffs and a fully healthy AJ Mitchell.
Yeah. AJ Mitchell needs to be healthy. Yeah, you've got to have that number two. If you
Mhm.
want to, if you want to get through a playoff series and through a conference finals, you got to have that number two. All right, so the NBA still making some headlines here and there, and kudos to Klay Thompson. I don't know what's going to become of what's left of the Warriors.
Man,
I don't know.
it's
I
an
mean,
old team.
it's an old team, and somebody I don't know if I can't think of a franchise right now, Jeremy, that would look at Clay. Or, I mean, look at Steph and be willing to pay him.
Oh, no. No. I
Oh,
mean, he's also in that what is he, 36?
yeah.
I mean, he's old. He can still play, but Father Time's definitely caught up to him.
Mhm,
He's had injuries that have derailed the last couple of seasons. Still probably,
mhm.
not probably, he's still the best shooter in the league,
Yeah,
but the price tag, man.
it's a latte.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so next week begins college football. I've got to and I've got to remember this. I'm gonna ask you to text me the minute we get off the air, but I've got to put out the invites or put out the link for our college football pick'em, and that is upcoming. So let me take a look at that because here's the weird thing: I create the league. We're not doing fantasy football this season, but we are going to do, and let me get this pulled up. We are going to do NFL picks
Okay.
and college football picks. So there'll be two different groups, one for NFL picks and one for college football. I honestly, I just did not care to keep jacking around with the fantasy squads. I don't know if you're there too. I like I said, I know several guys have a lot of leagues that they're in. So we had several guys last season that I could tell we were like their third or fourth league, and they
We also had 18 teams.
had 18
It
teams.
was untenable. I
It
was
was
starting backups the majority of the time.
yeah. And then, my antics caused us to lose a super fan off of the heels of that league and draft. So I'm ready to be done with fantasy football. So we will have a Law Dog Sports NFL picks and we will have a Law Dog Sports college football picks. I think they're both going to be set to pick against the spread. So it's
Okay.
not just heads up win. It's pick against the spread. So really, a team could lose and you could still win, whatever. But I will write. I'm going to write myself a note right now.
I've got the text ready to send.
Oh, you're the man. Yahoo Fantasy links, and we will get those links up on the social media pages. And feel free. I don't know the limit on teams. I'll check. I swore up and down, Jeremy, that we were going to switch over to the mothership's fantasy sports this season. But I'll say this: purchasing a house and making a move, and all the things that have gone into this summer that just did not did not translate. So, anyways, but looking at the future week in picks, Jeremy, OU, no line that I'm seeing. I mean, I'm sure there is, but Yahoo is showing no line on any of their picks, so it would be pointless to select a spread now.
Let's see. USC San Jose State. USC is favored by 38 and a hook.
Yeah, so there are lines out there. I guess Yahoo just has not set theirs. So let me pull up the score and let's take a look at this. So we're looking into next Thursday, which is the 27th. And well, actually, it's Friday night, the 28th. So my birthday, the OU Sooners will be in action. Is that correct?
I don't believe so.
When's their first game?
Efforting. No, I guess it. Why? Why is this showing?
Is it the next week they play on a Friday?
I. Okay, there it is. Okay. Mothership has OU as a 41.5 point favorite on Friday, September 4th.
Okay. So I start high school football next Thursday and the Oklahoma high school season starts, but it's the next week that OU derails all high school football by playing on Friday night.
Yes. Yeah, looks like our first games are going to be the 29th, week 0.
Okay, so there are some week 0 games, but it's not Oklahoma.
Right.
All right. Okay. So regardless, looking at so that gives us some time because I don't know that Yahoo's doing any of those week 0 games, but we will get the links out there and get that for the get that set up for everybody. So, yeah, Thursday, September 3rd, that's Missouri hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff. OU host Texas El Paso. Man, I wish it was cooler. I'd wear my UTEP. I'd wear I'd wear my UTEP hoodie down there.
Oh my gosh. Listen to this. This seems odd to me.
Hmm.
So, USC plays San Jose State on Saturday the 29th.
Yeah.
And they turn around, where is it? They turn around, they play Fresno State on September the 4th.
So what day is that first one on? Was that a
And it's
Sunday?
on a Saturday. Then they turn around and
Saturday.
play on a Friday.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is the line against San Jose State's 38.5, but against Fresno State, the line is USC minus 22.5.
Mm.
That's a quick turnaround that early in the season.
I haven't done my Pac-12 research yet. I full disclosure there.
Well, I saw a line here it is. Missouri is favored by 54.5 points over Arkansas Pine Bluff. Why do you even put a line on that?
But that's probably one of those, and I'll have to look and see.
They're
But
just wanting the gamblers in
aren't
there.
those? Yeah, a lot of times those are going to be some shady places to get that line,
I
right?
mean, if they went 49-0, they did everything they were supposed to do and they still
Yeah,
didn't cover.
yeah, uh, yeah. 38.5 on USC San Jose. I gotta say, Jeremy, next Saturday, I'm looking forward to TCU in North Carolina because I'm just hoping and praying that Sonny Dykes can rip the head off the Gorgon that is Bill Belichick in college football. It's time.
Yeah. He- Belichick just needs to retire. Just
Yep. Just go
step
be.
aside,
Yeah.
go on TV, do something else. College football is a younger man's game.
Mm-hmm.
It 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 North Carolina's a tough spot to win. You're not going to do that by being the most successful coach at another level.
Are you excited to see Jackson Arnold and the Running Rebs host Memphis on the 29th?
Not really. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll watch it because I'm a sicko, but I don't know. Is he gonna win the starting job over there?
That's I'm sure up in the air. I don't know. Dan Mullen, not really a coach that waxes waxes what's the word I'm looking for? Waxes sentimental for
No,
a kid who's a former 5-star. I don't see that.
no. Hey Buso.
Uso, good afternoon to you, sir.
He's had 3 years, three what? Yeah, 2 full seasons as a starter
Mm-hmm.
to prove that he's that guy.
Yeah.
I, you know, if you choose to go to the Browns, you're an idiot. If you just left Oklahoma with that offensive system that was engineered for you to fail, and then I'm going to go to Auburn and play for Hugh Freeze and seeing what he had done with the quarterbacks there the year before and expecting a different result. It's the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
He
Well,
should have dropped out. He should have left the SEC entirely, went somewhere that's known for developing quarterbacks.
I think Texas Tech wouldn't have loved to have him.
That would have been a great spot for him.
Because I think the kid does have talent. I
He
mean,
is very talented. He's got
yeah.
a great arm. He can run the football. He just those two men in Norman just wrecked him.
Well, think about this. His first start was the bowl game. Who
Uh-huh.
was that? Arizona.
Yeah.
And how many? I mean, didn't he have like 40 attempts at throwing the ball that night?
And he was slinging it all over the yard, man. They
First
made some
half.
really bad throws.
Yeah,
We're talking about true freshman in his first start
sure.
against a pretty good team. He played well enough for them to win that game. The defense was what it was. It just wasn't very good at that point.
Yep.
But if he would have followed, Levy over to Mississippi State, he'd be in a better spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really should have, because that's who recruited him, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So college football is about to get underway, and I would invite everybody to go back and get on our YouTube channel and check out our my interview with Bill Connolly from ESPN, and he took time out of his busy schedule this time of year to visit with me, and it was real fun to visit with him. Jeremy, he's a Weatherford guy, so I've got the
Mhm.
in. But looking at the talking about, and I didn't pound him about any of the new five, 5 for 5 or any of that. We just kind of talked preview of the season, but looking at one thing I put him on the grill about was, if you were king for a day, what would you be looking at as far as a playoff format? And he seemed to be fine with 12 teams with some tweaking. So, it made me think that somebody who with some common sense and some knowledge about the history of college football looks at it and realizes you're just going to water down the product so bad going more than 12.
You are. The Bulls are already a glorified exhibition that, nobody
Yeah.
cares about.
Uh-huh.
You add more teams, it's just gonna be worse. It's just extra practices for these teams that probably need it, but
Sure, and that's always been the thing, is like, hey, you make a bowl, you get those extra practices. I get that.
but if you're gonna go bigger as far as playoff, then you've gotta take the restrictions off of spring. Let them have multiple camps, let them practice more, let them keep the team in the facility with the coaches,
Mhm.
put guardrails on it. You can practice X amount of hours a week, no more than this. Monitor it. OU's compliance with it, no problem. They ding the football program for every little thing they do.
Mhm.
But the bowls are going to go away. Conference championships are going to go away. This thing will only get bigger. It's going to be a monstrosity. It's going to make it less fun. It's
So if that's the case, and you are a power, or you're a group of 6 school, and let's say you have not had the greatest of history in whatever conference you're in. I mean, are you going to be, as an athletic director, are you going to want to sign up for 13 games somehow? Or 12, 12 regular, 11 or 12 regular season games just to get that extra revenue opportunity?
it doesn't it doesn't seem it doesn't seem sustainable, does it?
I don't think the world seems sustainable, but I'm probably the wrong guy to ask.
We're talking about in 10 years is projected that your rosters are gonna be, north of $40 million in
Mhm.
college football. That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot for college kids. I don't care that they're making money, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, there needs to be limits. There needs to be, this is the max salary, this is base, depending on production, this is what you get. You don't you can't keep growing it until it's out of control and only 3 schools in the nation can afford to field a team.
Yeah. Um, well, and I don't, it's funny because I remember the first time I heard it and I thought, oh wow, just chunking that money. Remember the first real year of NIL, and they came out with that collective down in Austin that every single lineman got $50,000.
Yeah, chump
That's chump
change.
change. Chump change. It's stunning how
I know.
how little money that is now. And like I said, a former OU defensive lineman who, you know, recently suffered a terrible season-ending injury in the NFL. I, I I think somebody close to him told me his was right around 50 grand. You
Mhm.
know, and as an edge rusher with potential all conference talent, I would bet. I think they're saying the going range for edge rushers is 600, 800,000.
Isn't that crazy?
It is nuts.
We're talking about kids that don't have they have all the academic advantages, free tutoring, all that,
Mhm.
free food, free, uh, clothing. They can do whatever they want outside of the facility to make money as
Mm.
far as NIL goes, and then it just seems like it doesn't seem like a bad deal for the kids, does it?
No, and we
And
like
they're
I
still
said.
and they're still trying to bleed all of us dry and then take 7,000 seats out of the stadium.
Thank you
Which
for that.
I guess Curly Howard was on the radio locally here today and, said they're rethinking that whole thing, so
Yeah, that's probably
let's hope they
wise.
do.
Yeah. I mean, the West Side does need redone, right?
It does need redone, but you don't need to take 7,000 fans out of the stadium for luxury boxes.
What are the chances eventually of an upper deck on the north end zone?
It needs to be 100%. They need to fully enclose that thing, make it loud as hell in a place no one wants to come, get it up there around 95,000 fans in that stadium, not reduce,
Mhm.
expand.
Yeah.
It just the luxury box thing that adds nothing to the game day atmosphere.
No. I've sat in 2 different luxury suites on the east side for
Mhm.
games. 2 different times I've sat in the east side luxury suites. Um, they both made me long for my seat in the north end zone. It's just it's not it's not a fan. It's not a. I mean, I'm not saying those people aren't true fans. There are people that love OU football that are up there, but a lot more distraction than what the normal game brings. That
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some great pork loin down the hall, but
I watched the, second half of the SMU game in one of the luxury boxes,
yeah,
and while it was cool, it was neat, I didn't know there was a whole bar down there, like a club, that was completely full.
now the section on the east side that has seats right outside the box,
Mhm.
that could be pretty cool.
Yeah,
If you
underneath
can
the
get a
overhang.
TV timeout and you can get up and run and grab something, that's
Oh, yeah.
I get that, but I want to hear the noise. I want to be right there on it. I don't want to be. I don't want to look through a window to
No.
to watch the game. So, all right. So, anyways, I wanted to kind of do something today, and I want you. And I should have bounced this off of you before, but I've been kind of busy today. Um, kind of a where are they now? And I'm gonna lean on you a little bit for this as well. So,
Alright.
as you say, you effort things. I'm gonna give you some names.
Okay.
And we'll start with the one that I thought of just basically listening to some NFL talk. Where are they now? Mike Mayock,
Mike Mayock, the former general manager
the
of
former general
the
manager of the
Las
Oakland
Vegas
Las
Raiders.
Vegas Raiders, former NFL Network draft commentator,
Yes.
combine commentator.
Let's see, where are they now? Well, his Wikipedia page says he is I don't know.
Exactly.
He lives in Philadelphia with his wife Amanda and their rescue dog Willow.
So after all of those years being on the NFL Network, grading drafts, grading prospects, he takes the job himself and commences to flog, to
Mhm.
fail, and now he's just in oblivion. So
Yeah.
that was what sparked my interest of a where are they now situation.
Yeah. I mean, he drafted Henry Ruggs, Damon Arnett, and Alex Leatherwood. Where are they now?
Leatherwood was a total bust. Ruggs, I
Is
mean,
in
obviously,
prison.
I know, but I mean, he had the juice. I mean,
Yeah, he had the juice.
he was stout. Um, yeah, and to me, and I know there's guys that are former players that go into coaching, particularly in the NBA, that have some success. Um, but looking at Mayock, I just think about all those years that he just had, the total answer for what these franchises needed to do and who they needed to draft and this and that. I mean, it'd be like if Kuiper jumped in and started trying to run a team, right?
Sure. Yeah, it turns out he did not know,
Yeah.
and now no one knows where he is.
All right, you ready for number two?
Okay.
I've got it. I actually have it. You don't have to effort it.
Okay.
See if you remember this guy, Jay Mariotti.
I remember Mariotti. Or journalist. He was
sports
on
journalist
Around the
out of
Horn.
Chicago.
Yes.
Used to have a sports talk show on 101 Sports back in the 90s. And then he was one of the first Around the Horn
Yes.
guys. So he was on there. Um, he's 67 years old. I did not realize he was that age. Uh,
Oh,
it says he still has a Twitter X page. They did not. I don't believe they included him on any sort of farewell for Tony Reale and the show.
I wonder
But
why.
I think he stepped in some. I think he stepped in some stuff. Now he is still on Twitter. He writes some columns for Substack, and he's in the Chicago area. So maybe I ought to give him a follow because he's got one on Pete Crow Armstrong.
Well, he no longer works for the Sun Times.
No,
Wow.
yeah, Jay Mariotti into that sports oblivion that we so often hear about.
So let's see. In Los Angeles, prosecutors say Mariotti, a former Sun Times columnist, grabbed a woman outside a Venice restaurant, pulled a chunk of her hair out, and took her cell phone while shouting at her.
Mm.
Also accused of confronting a woman on September 30th after pleading no contest to a misdemeanor battery count stemming from an August incident with her.
So he likes to put hands on the ladies.
Yeah, he sounds like a real prince of a man.
Yeah. And, I mean, he was, you think about it at the time, and I won't follow him now. I mean, I knew he had done something. I couldn't remember
But
exactly.
that's what he done.
Yeah. His podcast is called Unmuted, the National Sports Podcast. So, and now that I think about it, I don't think Bob Kemp had a lot to say about him either when I interviewed him a year ago. Jay Mariotti, rest in peace, your national television sports career. Another one who got into a little bit of trouble, Jeremy, and this one's going to be in baseball.
Go on.
See if you can guess who this is. He's 65 years old, which throws me off. Former Major League Baseball player and current television sports commentator, but I'm telling you, his hits are just not that. It's not like the exposure he had earlier. Played for the Mariners, the Orioles, and the Angels, and used to be on ESPN. Now he is on Major League MLB TV.
Talking about Harold Reynolds?
Harold Reynolds, where he's out there, but like I said, I've not caught him in a long time.
No. Yeah, I have no idea. Is he still on TV? I see him on podcasts every now and again when I'm scrolling through like YouTube talking about
Yeah.
Bo Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I have no idea what the guy's up to now.
I think he still does some hits on MLB Network. I'm not
Okay.
sure. 4-time Emmy Award winning sports journalist. Just let's see. I think he had some Me Too type stuff also.
He did.
Did he? For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure about that.
Seemed like
Hmm.
there were some allegations. Maybe they were unfounded.
Yeah.
He co-hosts the daily national pregame show, an expanded edition of MLB Tonight alongside Greg Amsinger and Dan Plesac. That's on the MLB network. So he is still on television, but I mean, honestly, Jeremy, I don't know where I would find MLB network right now.
Here it is. He was fired from ESPN July 2006 following accusations of sexual harassment.
Yep. So that got him.
Yep. Okay. And then he sued ESPN and ESPN settled out of court with him.
There you go.
So it may have been unfounded.
Yeah. Could have been unfounded. Could have been a little jump to conclusions. But
Yep.
So anybody else that's listening got their own where are they now? You were questioning Dan Narvis saying that Mariotti was in Detroit way back. I guess that's way back.
I'm thinking that was way back.
Yeah. I knew he was kind of out. He was basically out of Chicago back in the
Mhm.
90s when he was on one-on-one sports. And then, I think all of those guys on Around the Horn were remote. Tim Calishaw, he's another one that was on there a lot. That Dallas Morning News
Him and Woody Page.
Is Randy Galloway still in Fort Worth?
Man, he's probably retired. I mean,
Let's take
wouldn't
a
you
look. See.
huh?
He's 83.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably retired.
Poop pants. um, let's see.
Galloway.
He could be. He might still.
Yeah, if he's 83, let's see.
I think what this segment has taught me, Jeremy, is the fact that guys that we were listening to heavily back in the 90s and early 2000s are really old now.
I know. And most of them are retired outside of Skip.
Yeah. Skip. All right, so let's start making our way out of here unless somebody has something that pops up quick. What do you got going this weekend?
Man, my daughter's 18th birthday is tomorrow.
Woo! So she started college before she turned 18.
Yeah.
I did too.
Same.
She's a lot smarter than I was, but
I mean, technically she started college before she turned 15, but
sure.
Yeah, school starts Monday,
college,
so
moved into a dorm or wherever and all that.
She'll be 18 when she goes to her first class at OU.
Oh, they haven't started Monday. Yet? Oh, wow. So young Miss Schroeder is 18. So I know you will have a slew of sleepless nights as she's on campus. I know she's a smart kid, but sending kids off to school, it's got to be stressful.
No, it is. Luckily, she'll be here in the evenings.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. You won't get rid of her anytime soon. So you're
I'm glad.
Baseball this weekend. Rangers begin a series tonight with the Angels. I think that begins tonight. Let me see if they played. Honestly, Jeremy, like I said, yeah, they beat the Nationals 2-0 last night, and then the Astros have a home series beginning with the Athletics, and your Chicago Cubs looks like they are at Arizona. So that could be an interesting weekend series.
Yeah, go Cubs.
No, they're at Seattle.
Seattle. They're not in Arizona.
No, Arizona.
That's how we speak in Tucson, Arizona.
Is there still an Arizona tea?
There is. And I think they've either refused to raise their prices or they've only raised them a little bit with inflation. So
good for them.
That's kind of a cool thing.
Did you see that DeGrom came back from what they were worried about being an injury and is the second fastest pitcher, I believe, to 2,000 strikeouts?
How about that?
It was the first. Had to be Nolan, right?
I would think it was Nolan. It might have been Roger Clemens, though.
Oh, Chris Sale.
I forget how good he was when he first hit the scene.
Pitched. Well, that's the thing. Guys pitched so many more innings back in the day.
That's true.
Let's see. DeGrom needed just 1,661 innings to reach 2,000 strikeouts, doing so faster than all but Chris Sale, and by appearances, only Randy Johnson, 262 appearances, got there ahead of DeGrom. So I know Texas is glad to see he wasn't real, because the start before he had, I think I talked to John Moore, and he had come off, and he'd come up. Maybe we both. Did I talk to John Moore solo? Yeah, you were.
No, I was there.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, they were. Yeah, you were. So they were. I think it was a little bit of worry that he came out with some discomfort, but apparently he was raring to go, and the Rangers will be glad to have that. All right, Jeremy, we need to get out of here, and it's been a lot of fun. I'll say this: the BV extension and the 5 for 5 stuff. I hate the fact that we go into that so deep, and I'm so ready for the season. I'm so ready to be talking actual games.
No kidding. But it's right around the corner.
It is. And we've milked. Yeah. We will put out invites for the leagues for pro football pick'em and college football pick'em shortly. So Jeremy doing a great job reminding me of that. Well, happy birthday to young Miss Schroeder, and I hope she has a wonderful one. I hope she has a great first day of classes at the University of Oklahoma.
Thank you very much, and you have a great weekend.
Well,
stay cool.
You're a good dad, Jeremy.
I try.
You
it's
are
not easy sometimes.
I say that wholeheartedly. You're a good dad.
Well, I appreciate that.
He's Jeremy Schroeder, ruler of the airways. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. This has been the Weekend Big Show, powered by Law Dog Sports. Be sure and subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We topped the 100 mark the other day. We were in the 102 area. So we have over 100 subscribers to our YouTube channel. It took a while, but hopefully it's like they say, making that first million.
Yeah. Now we need to, get 1,000.
That's right. We will shoot for it. And then also be sure and follow us on Twitter X and Facebook as well. Also, I have an Instagram page at Law Dog Sports. Be safe out there. Don't text and drive, and sure don't drink and drive. And we'll talk to you real soon.